It's my feel-good breakfast show.
We've got that Rugby World Cup fever is what we got, Chasha. My poor producer trying to tell us to shut up and stop talking rugby for 2 seconds. Sean Milford, part of our Brains Trust from Judge Rugby, joins us again. You become a bit of a good luck omen, dude. We're going to bring you back, I think, for every game. 23-19, we would have loved a convincing victory. That it wasn't, but one that certainly forced the Springboks to dig deep against a Welsh side that, playing some second, third stringers, they looked very impressive on the day.
Yeah, you know what they say? You play ugly or you play badly and you win, it's a good thing. So can't really fault that. It took a little moment of magic from Dwayne and Fourie, and yeah, very happy with the win. But man, that was a nail biter.
Exactly, man. And speaking about that, you know, individual brilliances of performance did determine the game at the end of the day. So how important is it to have a player like Dwayne Vermeulen, Rugby Player of the Year, at his best performance right now?
Back on top, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the way that we play. We need someone to do a little something extreme to help us along.
Wow, what a pass.
Yeah.
Boom.
Unbelievable offload.
Did he have eyes at the back of his head? I mean, this is just like, that's the equivalent of like nutmegging the goalkeeper in football, right?
Yeah. I'm telling you, that's a call from Fourie du Preez, and that is experience, and that's a man who knows how to snipe, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, but he's offloading. He's been offloading, as you see there. He's been offloading a little bit like that, and it's coming more into his game because he's always going to draw one or two men, and they're never going to stand off him. They have to go in hard eyes. He's going to run over them. So if the support's there, he'll find them. Yeah,
it was almost like we were a bit gun-shy in the previous match to take those breaks around the fringes. Now, finding a balance between the two. Obviously, we know that defence wins these knockout stages and penalty kicks win these knockout stages. What did you make of Andre Pollard?
He was struggling leading into the World Cup, I feel, in terms of percentage-wise for nailing his kicks. And he stood up in the quarterfinal, and he did exceptionally well. And that's what we really need. You know, with Pollard, Lambie, and Stain, you need to have like 85%, 90% at kick guys. And Pollard's upping his game, which is great for Mayo, who supports him.
Yeah, and look, like we said in the beginning, this wasn't the cleanest of victories, but we'll take it anyway because it guarantees us into the next round. But was this a performance of a World Cup winning team?
Whew, it's a tough one. You know, as everyone's saying, like, are we going to build on this? Because everyone's waiting for South Africa to kick in and move forward, kind of like everyone else has done at the moment. So, you know, as long as we're in it and we win by a point, it doesn't really matter. If we win by 3 points, it doesn't matter. If we beat New Zealand on Saturday, we're in the final, and you know, knockouts have that. It's a bit of pressure. You know, the game and the whole, you know, sort of feel about the game is huge.
Oh, well, you said the dirty words there. New Zealand in the semi-finals, and when you talk about them clicking, they really did click. The wings looking unbelievable. Severe bouncing everyone he possibly could, even some of his own teammates. I think Milner Scudder also absolutely brilliant. Can we, in any way, beat New Zealand in their current form?
We can. I think New Zealand can be beaten by Australia and South Africa. Those are the two guys that will probably have a higher percentage, and it's because we play them so much, we have a better idea of them. And that's the bonus we have with 4 teams in Southern Hemisphere teams in the quarterfinals, in the semis, sorry, is we know everyone's game plan and we've played them so often. So now all we need to do is kick it in. What sort of game plan New Zealand will pitch up with on Saturday is the key thing, and if we can keep it tight and keep the niggle on, we could topple them.
Oh, man, some famous victories in history, but of course they just edge us out.
Yeah, man, well, exciting weekend of rugby coming up, and we'll continue chatting to Sean a little bit later on. But it's time for us to catch some Mandela Monday inspiration. Ilana?